Hello everyone, and welcome to a survival game guide in our Sengoku Dynasty series. We are farming today because that's a relatively new mechanic, activity, adventure, whatever, production line that they have introduced. I know they have also recently, very recently, introduced the ability to assign workers. That'll be a later video just because I need to go get a farmer. So this is going to be about starting your farm, what you need to do, because there's definitely like different aspects to it, and you can do all of them, you can do some of them. But we're going to cover them all just so you can get the gist of what farming is all about. So to unlock farming, you first need to come to Eritani, where they're kind of like, I don't know, the best farmers in the land. Here's Eritani right here. This little village here. And if you're in the same kind of area I am, which is the burnt down village, that's right here. It's a bit of a walk. It's quite a walk, to be honest, to get here. But this is where they are located. And now that you are here, I think it's actually potentially a quest for us. Let me quick see here. Yes, we can track this. When you come to this area for the first time, you'll get this quest called Of Rice and Men, and it says basically we can learn about farming by talking to the people. And that guy is a guard, so I'm not going to talk to him. I'm just going to talk to like a normal person. We'll go with this lady. She looks nice. Village. See some? Okay, she's a councilwoman. I feel like if I'm going to find out anything, it's going to be from her. So we'll be like, hello, who are you? And she's like, a woman who had an eventful life and serves in the council of this village. A rare thing, isn't it? My husband, dead these 20 years, was the head of the council. When he passed away, they took me in out of respect for him and pity. That's sad. Of course, the men in the council give me the less glamorous tasks, getting food on time, scheduling work, and so on. So basically like a receptionist is what I'm hearing here. And now it's your turn, dear. Why are you here? I'm a refugee. We got shipwrecked. I know all that. Rumors spread quickly here. Why'd you ask me that? But what do you want from the valley? I want to make it a home for people like me. And she says, a home for the homeless, a noble cause, but not everybody here likes outsiders. How could I convince the people of Eritani to cooperate? Think about it, dear. How do you convince a farmer? With crops, I guess. There, not too difficult to figure it out, is it? But I feel like they would like take that as like competition. But anyway, they also want to know if you're a provider or a leech come to take their food. You know what? I have some surplus grain from last harvest. I'll give you some millet and rice and tell you the basics. Go to your village, blah blah blah. So basically, she gives us some stuff, and she also unlocks two structures: the water field and the land field, and that's what we need to get started with farming. For the items that she gives us two seed bags. We have rice, which goes into the water field, and we have millet, which is going to go into the land field. And besides all that, she also unlocks, I think, I kind of like missed it because it all happened, but I think we also get the hoe recipe that might actually get unlocked potentially with just the smithy. But that's going to be a vital part of the farming process. So if you don't have the hoe unlocked, you are going to need to make the smithy, and there's a whole quest line for that in order to unlock the smithy. I do have a video for that. Check the description for that, but you're going to have to basically go to what's this place called over here? I don't know, it's not here, but it's I think it's called Iwasaki. I want to say it's Iwasaki. You go there, and there's a quest there for you to pick up and follow, and through that process you will unlock the smithy and be able to craft it. And then once you have your smithy in your village, you have the hoe that you can make. So again, go ahead and do that. It's a bit of a process to get this whole farming thing started. But now that we have the technology needed, we're going to run all the way home and get these fields built. So I will see you there. Welcome back, everyone. We are at the... freaked out a little bit there. We're back at the farm, the village, what do you want to call it. And I have put down 2 farms already. I'll quick show you how to do that. We have them all the way back here. I'm figuring I'm going to probably make this whole part the farming area, just to kind of see what it all looks like. So we have our water field right here, which I don't really like where I put this, but it is what it is. And then we have our field right here. So if we want to make this, what you basically do is you're going to go, you're going to equip your hammer. We're going to go to, I believe it's village structures, and then go to farming. And here we have a bunch of different things. We have the land field unlocked right here. You just need 1 stick to make this guy. So that's what it looks like. You just put it down, and then you can stretch it out if you want. You can actually probably just make another one, and I can delete it later. But for example, we'll just quick put this here. Boom. And then you can kind of see that it goes bigger. To get out of the way here. But you can kind of see on the side there, it is increasing sticks like per the size of the thing, like per size of the field. So you can make a pretty big field, but you got to make sure you have enough sticks on you. So that's basically how you do that. And then if you want to make the water field, we go again, village structures, farming. The water field, you need 1 clay and 1 stone. I think it's, again, like per the slots, if you will, those little squares that you saw. And then you can also make this one pretty big. I just kept both of mine pretty basic just to kind of start out with the farming and get a feel for both. So we have our farms, fields down, and the next step of the process is to cultivate these fields. We kind of see that. We need a hoe. And this is, again, where that smithy comes in. So if you don't have the smithy yet, go to Iwasaki, do the quest there to get the smithy building recipe unlocked, and then go ahead and build it. I have mine right over here, and we're going to go make a hoe real fast. We have it right here, the iron hoe. You need 1 iron ore and 2 planks, so we'll just craft that. We will drag it. There it is. I guess we'll put it in slot 6. That works for me. And we'll head back. Now, you do need to cultivate both the land and the water field. So let's pull out the hoe. There it is. And much like in Medieval Dynasty, you got to do like each little slot here. And obviously you can tell when it's been cultivated because, for one, it yells at you. But also, it turns a little bit darker. It's kind of harder to see in the water. You'll see here in a second. But there's a slight kind of like difference in the ground. You can kind of see it gets a little darker if you kind of like look at that square compared to the others. But again, I'm kind of, even though it's yelling at me and turning red and looking scary, it is helpful to know, what's been cultivated, what hasn't. Alright, so we'll just finish these up, and there we go. So now that we have done that, we can plant our seeds. And at that point, we rely on the bags that the lady at Eritani, I think, yeah, gave us. And she gave us millet, and she gave us rice. So the millet is going to go in the land, and the rice obviously in the water. And the great thing about this is, like, it tells you, like, I have the rice equipped right now, and it's like, no, you can't put this there, you got to put it in the water. So you put it in your little hot key like I did, and when you hover over these guys, we can see that we get a little green indicator of where we can put it. The snapping is kind of like really aggressive, but it's fine. And we can just put this in here. I do kind of like that it does show you, like, hey, this is what it's going to be like when it's, like, fully grown. Obviously, that's not what it is right now. We just got little seeds going on in here. And there we go. And so that is all growing. Let's go ahead and switch to our millet bag, because you can kind of see what it looks like a little bit better here. But when we put this down, we can tell it's seeded because of the white, it's because of the splotches there. Which, yep, I'm just going to stop there. So it's a little bit easier to see is what I'm saying here. There we go. And you can kind of see, too, that, like, these bags last a very long time, so like you can have a pretty decent sized field and not have to have so many bags or anything, so it's kind of nice. And you also don't have to like have seeds and then bags and then like have them separately. Basically, it's all one thing, so that's kind of nice too. That kind of has more of like a durability bar than an actual quantity in it, so that's awesome. So we have our fields set. Now at this point we can fertilize and water them for your land fields, whereas obviously this one does not need water, but you can fertilize it. And this is where you can get as hands-on or hands-off with your farm as you want. You could just leave this as it is and it will grow over time just fine. It'll be fine. But if you want to have like a few harvests within a single season, you can fertilize it and water it, or just fertilize it in the water field case, to make it grow faster. So if you want to do that, you kind of have to do a few things just to get started with watering and fertilizing, and then once you get that, it's a little bit easier because then you have what you have made basically. So let's start with just with watering. There's a water bucket that you can make in your woodworking station, and if you don't have this, I do a video for how to make it, so go ahead and watch that. But basically, you have your woodworking table here, or you come up to the actual table, and you can see that you have a bucket here. Now, this bucket is not going to help you water, but it is something that you need to make, basically. Because what you use to water your plants, if we click like this ... symbol, we'll go to more of these crafting recipes. The water bucket is here, and to make that, you need 1 bucket and 50 water. So what we're going to do, and what I've kind of done already, is you're going to need to make at least 6 buckets, because you're going to need 5, and then you're going to need 1 to make the actual watering bucket. And to make these guys, you need 1 plank and 1 stick per bucket. So now that we have our buckets, we're going to come to a well, and you will need a well to fill these buckets with water. So if you don't have a well yet, we'll just quick show you here. Go to your hammer. I believe it's in village structures. Yes, and you'll see wells right here. We just have the simple well, or the small well, unlocked right now. You'll need 5 stone, 1 log, and 4 planks to make this, and you just put it down where you want to put it down. So we have ours. We're going to go ahead and put in 5 of these buckets, and they will fill with water. You gotta wait for them to do that. And we're going to leave the last bucket so that we can craft the water bucket with it. But this is basically going to get all of our water that we need. There we go. So we can retrieve our water. And it looks like this. It's not like in the bucket. Like here's our 1 bucket, and then here's the 5 buckets that we put in there. It's turned into 50 water. And if we had like a beverage storage place, we would literally just put the water in there. But we're not worried about that. So that's another video. So we have come back to our woodworking table. We can now make the water bucket because we have our extra bucket and we have our 50 water that we just got from the well. So we will craft this. And we have our bucket. We can put it right there. I'm gonna move these guys over here. All right. So we have our watering bucket. There it is. And much kind of like the seed bags, this doesn't have kind of like not really a quantity. It's more of like a durability. It's kind of like that's how I think of it. It's really the same thing if you think about it. But we have it. And now that we're here, we can start to water these. And we'll just do that. And you can kind of see it gets a little bit darker each time you water. And it also kind of like yells at you too. Like, oh, you already watered this. Stop wasting your water on it. There we go. All right. So that is all done. Now, the other process that you can do to speed this along is you can fertilize the fields. Look at that. You can see little sprouts coming out. Adorable. So, fertilizer. I don't have enough rot yet to make fertilizer, but that's basically what you're using. I'm assuming that once the animal husbandry update comes out, we'll probably get, like manure or something that we can turn into fertilizer. But for now, we're just using rot. And to make fertilizer, the first thing you're going to need is like a composting station. And the composting station, we're going to go to the village structures, farming. We'll see it right here, the composting station. We need 10 planks, 5 sticks, and 5 rot to make this, which I have the rot on me. We're just going to put it, I guess, here. I'm not really too partial, to be honest. Well, maybe, well, no, we'll just put it here. We'll just put it down. There we go. And we'll hammer these in. There we go. So we have rot here, and then we can just go ahead and put the rot in. Now, mine, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to want to work. I'm not too sure if it's glitched, if I have to have like 100 rot on me. I only have like 18 on me. So I'm not quite sure why I can't put that in there, but that's what it is. So, but once you put rod in there, it'll turn into fertilizer, and then you need to make a fertilizer bucket to distribute the fertilizer to your fields as they were. And I believe that's right here, again, in the little station here. You need 50 fertilizer to make this, and then one bucket as well. So the fact that you need like fertilizer tells me that like I think mine either it's bugged for me, or I legitimately need like 100 rot to put in there at like one fell swoop, if you will. So I'm waiting for food to spoil, and I can maybe get that going. But basically, you're gonna take that. You'll take the fertilizer out, and then with the bucket, and then you can go ahead and distribute that in your fields, and your fields will grow a lot faster. And again, it's kind of like that idea of just being able to have a few like harvests per season, and getting the most like food out of that, the most money out of that, all of that. So, but that's about it for farming, for especially on your when it's just yourself, and then I'll be doing like another video about assigning actual farmers to the farm and that process in another video. But this is just can kind of get you started with what farming is all about, basically, and how involved or little involved you can get with it. 'Cause like I said, you don't have to do this watering and fertilizing bit. Your fields will grow all the same. And I will say too, like even if you might have a rain event, like it might rain, in which case that also counts as watering your plants. So like rain's not a bad thing in this game anymore. It can kind of help you out. And then once you have enough rot, you can fertilize it and boost the growth speed there as well. But that's about it. We kind of got things moving along a little bit. It's taking a while, but it is what it is. But we've got very cute little sprouts going on, and I love that. But basically, once these are all grown, you just harvest them, and then again, like I said, you can further process it. You can give it to your villagers as they are, or you can sell it and make some coin. But that's about it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. It's very extensive, I know, but have fun with your fields. And let me know if your composting station is working, because mine's questionable. Its status is questionable. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.